Okay, now we're going to move to our bills at this point. And our first bill before us this evening is Senate Bill 21 by Senator Cano. And I believe she will be joining us. And there she is. Hello,
Thank
Senator.
you, Chairwoman. Hi, everybody, members of the committee. It's a great pleasure to be in front of you tonight to talk about Senate Bill 21, which is relating to limiting the amount of fees charged by a third-party food delivery service to 15% during this declared state of emergency and for 90 days after the end of the declared emergency. So I'm going to talk a little bit of how I came about this bill. So for a living, I work with a lot of small businesses, but also as a senator, I have heard a lot of complaints from our small business owners, more like the little guys, the mom and pops that I represent in the city of Pawtucket, and also I have some constituents from Providence, some people from Providence and the city of Central Falls that have reached out to me about how these fees affect their business and the bottom line. One of the things that I did learn is that there's different platforms, and the platforms can charge up to 30% or plus for their service. And during the pandemic, some of these businesses really did need the help of getting, their food delivered. So there's a different service that come into place. And what I also realized is that when we talk about Uber Eats or Dash or Grubhub or Dash Door, they all have different models of business. And after introducing this bill, I have learned that some of these companies actually have some commission-based structures that it would be good to talk about. And I think that the 15% rate seems to be at least fair compared to some legislation that other states have passed during the state of emergency to help the small business owners. For example, the state of Massachusetts have done something like this. Also, we have in New York City a similar bill to this one with different add-ins to the services. One thing that I like to mention also that I learned is that some of these platforms have different hiring practices. So some of the delivery servicemen could be independent workers or could be actually hired by the company. So the difference is that when they are independent workers, the percentage that is charged to the business could be higher when they don't have to really take care of benefits or any support to the independent contractor because they're not really employees of these companies. So all of these things being said, I also learned that there is, a good component of social responsibility that we do have to help our business owners. And I wanted to make sure that you know that this is a bill that is dear and near to my heart due to the need that our business owners have currently with all the pandemic. We know that they have been hit really hard, and they're not in service in full capacity, and the hours of service have helped their bottom line. So one thing that I wanted to mention that I also have in my notes is that some of these business owners, even when a consumer order food from these platforms and the food is not picked up or is not delivered, they still being charged by the platform, and they're not they're leaving the business owners incurring these expenses and not so much getting anything for that. So for me, that is a little unfair and disturbing, and we need to help them right now. So I will entertain any questions, and I really thank you for your attention. I do also know that we have members of the Senate that have co-sponsored this bill, and I really want to thank them at this time.
Thank you, Senator Cano. Are there any questions of Senator Cano by committee members at this time? Not at this time.
Chairwoman, if I
Yes.
may, I want to also mention that I do know there's a companion bill on the House, and in the near future, we're looking forward to just really try to work with some of these companies to make sure that we pass a bill that is going to be supportive of the small businesses, but also understanding the different business models that I just mentioned about. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. We do have some witnesses signed up to testify on your bill, Senator, and we are awaiting that. In the meantime, we have received letters talking about some possible amendments and opposition to the bill at this point, but I believe we do have someone calling in. I'll just stand at ease for a moment. Welcome. Is this Brett Swanson?
This is Brett Swanson. Pleasure to speak with everyone.
Welcome to the committee.
Well, thank you very much.
The floor is yours.
Very much appreciated. My name is Brett Swanson. Good afternoon, Chairwoman, and members of the committee. I really do want to thank you for your time today. My name is Brett Swanson. I am head of public affairs for the East Coast of the U.S. At Grubhub. At the onset, Grubhub, we appreciate the state of Rhode Island's commitment to supporting the restaurants that are the lifeblood of cities and neighborhoods across the state. This is a commitment that we share and that has been the heart of our work since we were founded in 2004. But as proposed, the fee cap included in Senate Bill 21 would have the opposite effect of its actual intent. A 15% delivery commission cap would be fraught with unintended and damaging consequences, while well-intentioned fee caps limit how restaurants, especially small and independent establishments, can effectively market themselves and drive demand. Grubhub provides critical marketing services that have actual hard costs, which let local and independent restaurants compete with large chains that have significant marketing budgets. In other places, we have found where fee caps have been implemented, we've seen a clear effect on caps driving down how many customers and orders receive, which in effect lowers driver pay, reducing the amount of numbers of orders delivered. Further, commission caps force the hand of third-party delivery platforms such as Grubhub to make difficult decisions which may have impact in service area zones, specifically in rural areas. By setting a 15% fee cap, you risk completely eliminating that important supply chain of meals and earning ability. If this bill does move forward as written, though, one crucial piece that we would ask is an amendment to allow restaurants to opt into additional marketing services and advertising services if they so choose. And this is the growing trend that we've seen in the majority of markets across the country. Every day we hear from our independent restaurant associations about the unintended impacts of caps, and while it is critically important that we do support our restaurants right now, there are better ways to do so, and we look forward to working with your office and your committee to do so. Thank you so much. I appreciate any questions.
my microphone's not on. I apologize. Senator Mack, we lost him by phone. Do you want us to call him back? Not at this time, because whatever question you have, we can forward that to him. We'll get his email if it's not on here. I think we do have his email, so you can contact him that way. Sorry about that, and sorry about my microphone. These technical things, you know. The next witness who has signed up is Randall Rose. And we'll await the jingling noise, and he will be with us. We're just having a momentary disconnection, but we're trying again. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Randall Rose.
Okay.
Welcome to the Commerce Committee.
Okay, you can hear me now. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, we can hear you. Well, we have you on the phone. I know you've signed up for 3 bills this evening. We are on S21 right now, but if you would like, you could also give your testimony on S23 and S27. That way you won't have to call in again, if that works for you.
Thank you for the offer, but I'm actually listening to the entire committee hearing at home, and I don't want to jump my cue, so I will just testify on Senate Bill 21, if that's okay.
Okay, that's
For
fine.
now.
That's fine. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the committee, I am speaking in favor of Senate Bill 21. It's during the during the pandemic, a lot of people have had to isolate, have had to order food at home. Some people who are sick with COVID, some people who can't afford to go out and don't want to be can't risk being sick with COVID due to underlying health conditions. And so there has been a huge amount of revenue growth in Grubhub and its competitors. I think it's important to make sure that we do not have exorbitant prices, which people can not have a lot of trouble affording, especially during this difficult economy. So this is a good bill. I wanted to suggest a few minor changes. First of all, and some of them are actually beneficial to the delivery services like Grubhub. First of all, I think that since states of emergency are not always statewide, sometimes a state of emergency is declared for only part of the state. I think there should be language that in the event of a state of emergency that's limited to only part of the state, this maximum fee would apply only in that limited part of the state. So if there's only part of the state that has damage from floods, then that should be the only part that's covered by this. Also, I think if a consumer orders a very small order and delivery, then I can understand the risk that a 15% maximum might not be enough to cover the cost. If you only order something worth a couple dollars, there might be, I can see justification for saying the maximum delivery fee is 15% or $1, whichever is greater. So you could have at least the ability for the company to charge at least $1 for very small orders. Obviously, you don't want to raise that $1 amount very much. If it was a minimum amount of $2 or $5, then that starts to be more than 15% of a large percentage of orders. But I can see making, I can see a good case for having the maximum fee be 15% or $1, whichever is greater. Other problems with the other slight issues of the bill, and these don't affect the intent of the bill, just how it's worded. As it's written, the bill only covers what's labeled as a delivery fee, and there could be many other fees charged on the bill by the delivery service, not just a delivery fee. I think it would be better to make that language reflect the intent and say that the delivery service can charge no more than 15% over and above the original seller's cost of the food. So if the restaurant only charges $10 for the food, then the delivery service cannot charge more than $1.50 extra in all fees combined, not just the ones labeled a delivery fee. So the language should be clear that the total of all charges from the delivery service can be no more than 15% or $1, let's say. Finally, as it's written, the bill only applies to companies that specialize entirely in food delivery. If a company offers delivery for food and for a few other products, they can claim they're not a food delivery service. I think the correct way to write the bill is to say not that it's limited to companies that are food delivery services, but to say that it applies to deliveries that consist only of food. So if the bill should say that the maximum delivery fee to be charged by a third-party delivery service for orders consisting only of food should be 15% or whatever. So those are some slight changes, because otherwise companies will just evade this by saying, look, we deliver other things as well, so we're not a food delivery service, even though this particular order is just delivering food from a restaurant. So these are just to make sure that the bill is not evaded in all the obvious ways. But aside from that, it's a good bill, and I support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rose. Are there any questions from committee members? Yes, Senator Mack.
I was just curious, does this would this legislation apply to companies like Drizzly that do alcohol delivery?
I think we lost him. And
No, I'm here. I didn't think that was a question for me.
Oh, okay.
And Senator Mack, were you asking me? I wouldn't consider myself the expert on that.
Oh, well then, Senator Cano, would you have any answer
Yes,
to that?
let me ask Senator Cano. Could you answer that question? Did you hear Senator Mack's question?
Yes, did you ask if this bill applied to other food delivery service? This is only for food delivery service. So if the verbiage applies to food delivery, then it would, but I don't think that is implied in this particular bill. But I could get back to you on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, senators. And okay, I guess, Mr. Rose, we can let you go. We didn't have a question for you after all. Any other committee? No, okay. All right. So I believe that is all the witnesses who were signed up for this bill. And as the Senator Cano mentioned, and as we received information from other people, I think amendments will probably be in order. And at this point, I would entertain a motion to hold this bill for further study. Do we have a motion? We do have a motion by Senator Coleman. Second, do we have a second?
I'll second that. Elaine Morgan.
We do have a second by Senator Morgan. All those in favor, I will ask the clerk to call the roll.
Senator Anderson.
Yes.
Senator Gallo.
Yes.
Senator Coleman.
Yes.
Senator Lombardo.
Yes.
Senator Mack. Senator Mack.
Yes.
Senator Mendes.
Yes.
Senator Morgan.
Yes.
Senator Picard.
Yes.
Senator Sosnowski.
Yes.
We have 9 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. So we will hold the bill for further study and revisit it when some amendments come up. The next
What do you
bill-
want?
Excuse me?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.